Okay, today I wanted to give you a quick run through on what's new in RapidWeaver Classic. And now I thought it'd be easier to do this rather than you have to read through all the text. It's a lot easier and quicker to run through what's new. So first off, we've now got two versions of RapidWeaver. RapidWeaver Classic, which is essentially RapidWeaver 8. It's a RapidWeaver you know and love. It works with all the add-ons, all your projects, everything. So it's exactly the same. Fundamentally, but we've added a lot of new features to it, cleaned up some code underneath, made it run even better. So that's going to be RapidWeaver Classic, and we're going to release that very shortly. And then we've got RapidWeaver Elements that we're still working on. Now, this was going to be RapidWeaver 9, but based on the feedback and a lot of discussions, we've decided to change up how we're moving forward. So we're going to continue to support RapidWeaver Classic, and we're going to build RapidWeaver Elements. So we're going to have two versions of RapidWeaver, which is pretty exciting. Now, Classic, as I said, will work with everything. Elements is going to be, there's some bigger changes in it. It's going to be markedly different to what we've discussed before. So that will be coming later in the year. But for now, we're going to focus on RapidWeaver Classic. All right, so let's get into it. Let's launch Classic. Now it looks the same as RapidWeaver 8, apart from some updated icons. You'll notice, first of all, you notice the app icon is very nice. It now fits in with Big Sur, Monterey, etc. And it retains the pencil, so it still looks like RapidWeaver, which is really nice. These have all been updated. Yeah, so if I go and open a new project, you'll notice the icons along the top are new. We've got a new preview button there, which I'll get to in a minute. Community and marketplace, so a quick way to jump straight into the community. And obviously the new marketplace, which is not live yet, but will be soon. We've also got a new feature here, which I'll get onto. But let's open up the preferences. Again, refreshed, tidied up. We've added a way in here to change light and dark mode, so you don't have to go to the system preferences. So, you know, if you have your system dark but you prefer RapidWeaver light, then you can do it like that. It was a requested feature, and it's nice to be able to choose rather than having the system kind of dictate it. So I leave mine on automatic. Now, other new features in here, this was a big request, is default page extension and default site language. So rather than every time you start a new project, you have to change it to all your pages to PHP per project. You can now, you know, if you always work with PHP, you can just change it in here. Loads easier. I generally like to have my pages as HTML static. That's the way I like it. But I know a lot of people use PHP, so that option is there now, and you can change your default language. You know, if you're German and you always work in German, then great. You can switch that now and never have to worry about it again. And before I move on, just quickly, in the add-ons is still the same, obviously. Plugins, themes, stacks, it's all there, all works. But if you're using the beta, what I will say is come into the updates tab and make sure this is checked, and then you'll get the updates we push out. So you want to check for beta updates, so make sure you have that checked. All right, let's add a styled text page. And one of the cool changes we've done is we've made it, you know, in RapidWeaver 8, if you dropped an image in, it used to be absolutely massive, especially large images. You'd drop it in and it would kind of fill the page. Now, when you drop an image into a styled text area, you get this nice little thumbnail and it tells you exactly how big it is, and you see it live updates. And this is so much easier to work with than having those massive images. It's a small thing, but it really makes such a difference if you're dropping images into style text. And we know a lot of customers do. It's just much more manageable. You know, it's so much easier to work with. So that's a great little new feature there. Right, let's close that down. What I'm going to do now is, don't save that. I'm going to open the RealMax software project I'm working on. Now, I'm using Stacks and Foundry. And you can see, again, looks like RapidWeaver 8, works like RapidWeaver 8. It's just got a fresher feel to it with all the new icons, and these are all new down here as well. Now, one of my favorite new features, and now I'm working on a big monitor at the moment, but when I work on my laptop, this is absolutely amazing. Now, this here takes up a lot of space. So what you can do is you can hide your sidebar, so you don't need to see the page list, because now what we've added is a page spotlight. So if I want to change pages, I can just hit Command Shift F, and it brings up this search, and I can just start typing there, hit return, and it changes to it, and I can do it again. And once you get used to it, it is such a quick way to work, and it's amazing. And it also works in preview mode as well, so I can just hop over to the squash page. It's just, once that keyboard shortcut Command Shift F, it's amazing, and you just, you don't even have to touch the mouse. It just boom. So you don't, if you don't need to manage your pages, if you're just editing your site, and once you've got the structure done, and most of the time you don't need to see the page list, so you can keep it hidden out of the way. There's also this toolbar item here, so if you're not so hot on the old keyboard shortcuts, you can just press this, and then you can start typing, and it will filter down. So that is, I absolutely love that feature, and I can't believe we didn't do it earlier. It's just, once you start using it, it just makes so much sense. It's a great way to work, especially on a laptop, or when you're confined for space. Really good. Right, what else have we got? Let's have a look. So let me switch to, I'm going to use it again. I'm going to switch to the squash page. And if we preview this, it's looking good. Now there's a new little icon down here, and this will toggle dark and light mode. So before, you used to have to toggle the system settings to see how your page would look in dark and light mode, but now you can just hit this button here, and that also has a keyboard shortcut, which is Command Shift A, so you can just toggle that and check how your site is looking. And you can see I've obviously got an issue here, and let's scroll down and I can fix that. Let's have a look, and I'll just quickly set this to, we'll pick a color. We'll just go, so that's the color I'm using. So now, when we go to dark mode, yeah, you can see we fixed the header. We'd need to do the same for that, but it's super handy. And before, the Real Mac site didn't have a dark and light mode, but now we've added this feature. It's just made it so much easier for me to work when I'm working on the site, to actually test it, and it makes it easier to do this. It was a pain in the rear before to do a dark and light mode. So now that is good. I'm happy with that. It also works in the simulator. So you've got the button up here, so you can toggle that, and it will toggle all the windows. You see, a lot of people don't know you can have multiple simulator windows. And another hidden feature, you can save these things out. And I don't think a lot of people know this. So you can do all your setups, and you can save the setup you like. And this becomes, if you've got a 2-monitor setup, this becomes even better. Sometimes I have my laptop open, and I'll put these on my laptop screen and work on the main screen. But again, dark and light mode, it works across the board. All these, and the keyboard shortcut still works. So I think, this is, it's an essential feature. And again, I don't know why we didn't add it before. In a way, that's the problem with big releases. You kind of save all these things up, and customers don't get to see them. But that will change going forward for us. But anyway, let's focus back on RapidWeaver. Now let's show the sidebar again. Another new feature. We have the badge, which you would have seen here. Pop into view. And you can customize that in here. So you can drop in your own image, your own text, and your own link. You can also change the color scheme, because you'll have noticed that it changes color. so it kind of stands out. It goes opposite, so the dark one is actually light and the light one is dark, and that way it works better against there. Yes, you can have it slide in on a scroll percentage or a time basis. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, so now when I scroll down, you'll see it pop in. Yeah, you'll have to excuse I'm still working on the site. Or this is an older version of the project that I'm working on, so that's why it doesn't look quite finished. Yeah, so the badge, you know, you can, anything you want to support or draw attention to. I'm going to use it right now for on the new site to draw attention to the fact that RapidWeaver Classic has launched, and in the future I would use it to show that RapidWeaver Elements has launched, or there's a new update out. But you could use it however you want. You could draw attention to your online store, or perhaps you want to promote pride or veganism or Ukraine, anything you feel strongly about, then you can make it a badge, and completely optional. The badge is enforced on, if you've got an unregistered copy of RapidWeaver, the badge is forced to display. But you know, that's because it's unregistered. So as soon as you register, you can customize it all and turn it on and off. We do also have, we've written up some documentation that tells you how to customize the badge. It has all the CSS classes in it. So you'll easily be able to come along to the CSS tab and change the size of things and the color of stuff. And so in the new RapidWeaver Manual, which we finally got an in-depth manual that's going to be online, and it will be all in-depth and it will cover everything. That has a CSS, that talks about CSS and how to change all the classes, etc. in it. So for customers that want to make the badge bigger, etc., or want to apply effects to it, they can do that with this. For example, on the RapidWeaver Classic page, I've hidden it because you're obviously on the RapidWeaver Classic page, so you don't need to see it. Yeah, so that is the badge, and I think it's going to be really popular. Completely optional. You can switch it on and off, but I think customers are going to like that, and it's an easy way, rather than having the banner at the top. It's a quick way to pop a badge on your site to draw attention to something that you've released or you're working on or you believe in. Nice little feature. So yeah, I hope to see a lot of people use that, and I hope you like that. One of the other things we've done, we've added a preview up here, a preview button. So now you can, if you just click it, it will launch the page in Safari, or you can hold it down and then you can pick a browser to launch, and there you go. It's just a nicer way. It's just there, a quick way to always preview your site. And of course, that you can update your default within here. So you know, if I want it to be Firefox, you can see it changed to Firefox, and that's my default. But I like Safari, so I'm going to switch it back to that. Yeah, so there's lots of little things around. I can't cover everything, but there's so many tweaks in here and little features and bug fixes and things we've changed that I think you'll discover some more things, and you know, there's a lot of small things in here, and it really adds up to a great release. And we tried to add things that made working in RapidWeaver, the RapidWeaver you use now, better. And just, you know, just make it more convenient for you to work in. Because, you know, people love RapidWeaver and they want to continue using it. And we kind of took that feedback on board. And yeah, so that is RapidWeaver Classic. And this feature here, we've now added, you can see the URL for the page. And this is really nice. So, you know, if I change that, you can just see that it updates there. So it's quite a nice way for this is to see what your URL will actually be, because customers had real problems kind of not understanding what the folder name did or whether it should be indexed. Because if I put index 2 on the end of there, you know, servers don't understand that, and you'll see that, oh actually, RapidWeaver /index-2, that's not what I wanted. And you can easily see if I leave it as index, then I get a nice clean URL. And I can click this and it will go to the published page, so I can quickly see, have I published this? What does it look like online? Is the URL correct? Have I published it? Just again, it's something customers have requested a way to see the URL before. And it's just, yeah, we should have added this a long time ago. And it's a great feature, and now I use it all the time. And another nice thing, you can copy the URL, which is handy as well. So no more having to kind of go to here, type out, oh, what was it, RapidWeaver updates, you know, having to guess what it is. You can just copy the URL or the path. Again, which is the path. If you copy the path is just the folder structure. So, you know, with this one, it's just /RapidWeaver. But if I had sub pages, it would be /RapidWeaver / my sub page, etc. Copy URL, and the URL is obviously like that. Now, a note on this: it uses the web address in here, but if you change. If you've got publishing to different servers, it will update this. So the setting you use here overrides the setting in the general. You'll have to ignore the barking in the background. That's the dog. Bless her. Yeah. So you know, that is a quick overview. Of what's new. Now, we've got the registration. Now, if you purchase RapidWeaver, we're moving to a new licensing system, which basically, when you buy a copy of RapidWeaver, it gives you a year of updates. And then when your license expires, as such, after a year, you can still use RapidWeaver. It's yours to keep. It works exactly as it does. You just won't receive our updates after that time. So you're kind of stuck on that version of RapidWeaver. It's a lot like it is now. You know, you bought RapidWeaver 8 and you get RapidWeaver 8 updates. But we think this is a better system for customers, for both of us. That we can continue supporting RapidWeaver. It just makes sense, and we wanted it to be fair, so that, you know, you buy RapidWeaver and you get updates and support for a year, but after that year, RapidWeaver is still yours. You can still continue to use it as it is. So it's not a subscription, and we're not forcing you to buy it again. So it's completely up to you, and you can renew your license at any time. So you can see mine. I registered this a couple of days ago, and I'm receiving updates for another year. But as I say, after that time, still my copy of RapidWeaver. I can still use it. It's still registered. I just don't get the new updates. And if I fancy any of the new updates in the future, then I can just do another upgrade, and I can renew the license, and I get another year of updates. So it's a lot like the way I think BusyMac do it, and I think Panic have done it, and it just seems a better way to do things. So I wanted to explain that a bit, because people are going to have questions about that. So that's that. We think it's the fairest way forward, and a lot of software companies are adopting it over subscription. So and that is using this all the update and the registration system. It all uses our new. We over the last couple of years, we've written a back end, and it's called DevAnt, and it manages all our updates and everything like that. And it's going to allow us to do a lot of great things going forward with add-ons. But we'll get to that in the future. That is not really what today was about. Today was about talking about RapidWeaver Classic, and how it's still the same RapidWeaver you know and love, just has lots of great features. And okay, this has gone on a lot longer than I thought. I thought I'd cover this and it would be a quick video, and it'll only take 5 minutes, so I'm sorry. RapidWeaver files, RapidWeaver Classic can read in RapidWeaver 8 files, but when you go to save a project, so if I save as, we have a new file extension, which is RWC. Let's just say this is 2, which is RapidWeaver Classic. we're using a new file extension because obviously RapidWeaver Classic has new features that RapidWeaver 8 would not understand. So RapidWeaver Classic will be the new format going forward forevermore for Classic projects. So hopefully this is the last change. But so when you open a RapidWeaver 8 project, it will prompt you to save a copy as a RapidWeaver Classic file. So if I save this, there it is. So you can see, and it's got a new icon, and it says Classic on it. So if you don't have extensions in the Finder, you can see that this is a Classic file. Yeah, and that will always open in Classic. RapidWeaver 8 can't read RapidWeaver Classic files. It will tell you that, but then that's not surprising because most software works this way, where new version saved files are not backwards compatible. So it's kind of a moving forward thing. But when you open an old project, an RW8 project, everything will work, and it will just save it as a RapidWeaver Classic file. Good. I'm really going to finish up now, so I hope that makes sense, and I hope you love this version, and I think customers will love it because it's the same RapidWeaver you know and love, and it just works. And there'll be exciting things to announce later in the year regarding RapidWeaver Elements, as I know a lot of people have questions about that, but we're having to put it back in the oven, and it just maybe that's probably not the right way to describe it. We're kind of tearing it down a little bit and changing a lot of the decisions we've made previously about how it's going to work and what it's going to work with, and that's all exciting, and I think it's a better way forward. So absolutely huge changes coming with that, but that's later in the year. And now we're focused on RapidWeaver Classic, getting that out there into customers using it, and hopefully this gives customers some reassurance that we're dedicated to RapidWeaver, and we want the community to still flourish, and we believe in RapidWeaver and all the third-party community around it, and we always have done. And I hope that's clear by our moves of releasing RapidWeaver Classic. Because we want to support customers, and we want to support developers that have built their businesses off of RapidWeaver and have made a living on it for the last 15 to 20 years, and that's incredible, and that's not something we want to throw away or around lightly. So we feel very responsible for that. So RapidWeaver Classic is here to stay. We'll continue updating it. It'll get updates, and this will be around for hopefully forever. So there will be RapidWeaver Classic and RapidWeaver Elements. Those are the two versions of RapidWeaver going forward. We'll support both of them. Customers can then choose which version works best for them. So there we are. We're obviously not ready to take the wraps off it yet. So that's RapidWeaver Classic, and we think it's shaped up to be a great release, and I hope you do really like it. And if you have any comments, feedback, put them on the community in the private beta group. Only those invited to the beta group, only those beta weavers can see it in here, so you can post away, give us your feedback, tell us what you think. Hopefully we'll be launching this very soon, because I'm using it now, as we've tested it a lot, and it works flawlessly. It works better than RapidWeaver 8, and it's a great release. Use it, move all your projects to it. It works great. But do give us feedback if there's anything else you'd like to see in it, any little changes, any other little bugs we can fix. Then do let us know. Because there's more stuff I haven't covered. But yes, I'm going to shut up now and go. So thanks for using RapidWeaver. Thanks for supporting RapidWeaver. Thanks for building all the add-ons for it. Everything you do, it is appreciated. And I know that doesn't sometimes come across in text. So which is why I thought I'd do a quick video for this beta group and just kind of explain where we're at. Definitely more rambly than I thought, but there we are. Do just... if you need anything, send me an email. As always, write on the forum. We're only human. We're around. We're doing our best. We're doing what we can. And so have fun building websites. And I will probably see you in another video at some point. All right, good. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.